What's up everybody, this is HawksphereGames. It's been 22 hours approximately since the NX reveal, or Nintendo Switch I should be calling it now. I'm finally going to weigh in and let everyone know my opinions. Just to let you know, I'm probably not going to use any trailer footage. I'm just going to get stills because Nintendo likes the Content ID, any trailer footage that any of their trailer footage, to be honest. This is not going to be really edited as much. I really am a bit struggling for time, but I really did want to make a video about this. So firstly, I might just talk about the trailer, and then I'm going to get straight into the console and some of my opinions of what I think. So let's start with the trailer. The one thing I like most about the trailer is that they hit their target audience right out of the park. I mean, it's perfectly done. They want adults who are busy, who have lots of responsibilities, and they just want them to have a good time wherever they are. They can just bring their console if they need to go out, or if they can chill at home, they can play their console there. I generally like how they've advertised it. One thing too is that they make the console seem really simple, so it's easy to understand. So it's generally easy. You plug it in when you want to play it at home, you take it out and carry it around. I also like the fact that they advertise you can do it in many different settings. It's not just limited to certain spots. It's not limited to the house. It's not limited just to your car or whatever. This guy took it on a plane. They took it to a basketball court. They took it to a Splatoon tournament. Man, there's so many places you can play the NX. It was a really nice touch. Now I think we should get straight into the console. Pretty much all the leaks were pretty much confirmed. All of the leaks we had where it was, I swear at one point there was a NVIDIA Tegra chip getting involved, and that ended up being confirmed. The hybrid console with the dual controllers that connect to a dock, that was pretty much confirmed. I don't think anyone called the name, but definitely, but now that is definitely confirmed. We don't know it's the Nintendo Switch. So one thing I actually really like, I actually kind of like the design. It's very minimalistic, and it is very weird, but it's sort of minimalistic in the sense that it sort of blends in the background. I think if they just kept it to, if they kept it to that black color, it may be a bit of an issue, but if they make a sort of white model or they give multiple colors, I think it would sit in a lot nicer, much like the Wii did. It's very simplistic and blends into the home. Now another thing too is that I'm very excited about the portable mode. That honestly gets me excited, not to the point of pre-ordering, because there's a lot of things I definitely want to know before I get involved in this. The first thing is that there's no real word on third-party games. Now I know they showed Skyrim and I know they showed NBA style game in there, but there wasn't really any confirmation. And 2K and Bethesda both said that they don't have any plans to announce those games yet, but they're definitely working on things. And that's the same for a lot of third-party developers. There's no large discussion. They're all just sort of saying, oh, we're going to work on something, we just have no announcements yet. And that's sort of scary, because if there's nothing on launch day, then that is an issue. But also, even if there's no third-party games on launch day, I can deal with that. I can deal with a couple of first-party Nintendo games. But personally, I think a successful launch is one where where consoles consecutively releases games over the next couple of months. And if Nintendo can't pull that off, they're basically falling flat on their faces. Now, a good example of this would be the PS4 and Xbox One. I think their launches were okay, but the next couple of months were sort of bad. They didn't really have too many standout titles over the next couple of months after the console released. They still did fairly well, but that's because they're well-established brands and they have a lot of trust in their consoles. With Nintendo, they sort of need to regain their trust, so if they really don't show something off that's coming really early on, and a big title too, it could cause a lot of drama. Another problem I think is that I think people are just going to be really comfortable with Xbox Ones and PS4s, so it might be difficult to get people away from them to bring it here, unless there's a really aggressive price point that just burns all the other competition out of the way. Because let's be honest, I don't think we're going to get the same amount of quality. But that being said, there's PS4s and Xbox Ones having trouble with 720p in some cases, so who knows, maybe the Switch will beat them. Now another thing I'm worried about is the portable mode. Now they showed the stand, and that's really amazing. I genuinely like how they had that little stand. We have a headphone jack, of course, taking that stab at Apple. I don't really know about anything about the display. There may be a touchscreen. Nintendo's not confirming anything either way, so we don't know anything about that. but there's one thing I'm particularly worried about, and that's battery life. It was dreadful with the Wii U. I don't even remember lasting an hour playing Smash Brothers just without it being plugged in. And the one thing that made it worse too is that the cables were ridiculously short, so you had to go right next to your TV, and man, there's so many issues with that. But the main thing is that they really need to hone on that battery life. If they want to make it this really nice and seamless experience that they can allow anyone to just sort of to just chill around and play games wherever they want in the park or at their basketball games or whatever, they need to have a good battery life. If they have around the 3DS XL, or even if they hit something like 12 hours, that would be sick. I would be happy with that. And particularly because Nintendo have a bit of control over the hardware, I think they'd be able to manage it. But no, we can't confirm anything yet. We have to be particularly careful. One last thing I want to mention is that we got some confirmed Nintendo games. We got some Mario Kart 8. We got a new Mario game which has been sort of unannounced. We got the new Zelda game. All of those look like great titles. I'm a little bit worried about backwards compatibility because the whole thing's cartridge based. I might just finish off on that actually, just briefly, but that will cause a bit of trouble, particularly for me because I own a Wii U and I have all the discs. So if I'm gonna have to then go and buy out cartridges, that might cause a bit of trouble. But who knows? If they do things right digitally, I think it'll make up for it. But discs might be hard, but digitally, if they can pull that off, I'd be completely happy with that. That's all good. So just one last thing I wanted to finish on. There was another thing I was worried about, but it's not such a big deal because I sort of thought about it and it sort of made sense to me. I was worried that they were going back to cartridges. Now, because Nintendo used cartridges for so many years and then CDs took them over, and just because CDs just had way more capacity and there was just way more you can do with them. And then I just sort of started thinking, why would they do this? But then I realized, oh wait, hang on, there's 256 gigabyte SD cards that exist out there. Yeah, they'll be fine. Alright, that's just some of my brief thoughts. This is very unscripted. I usually would make a bit of a script for this, but I'm really pressed for time. If you've watched this far, thank you very much. Leave a like, comment, or dislike. Or even sub if you'd like. Do whatever those things you want to do. Once again, thanks for watching. This is HawksphereGames. The Switch looks great. I hope they do well. There's still a lot of things I have to confirm and buff out, but they've definitely done a good job showcasing it initially, even though there was such minimal details. I mean, at least there was more details than that Red Dead 2 trailer, right? Anyway, see you later.